Hello, my name is Philip Josephson and I am an engineer here at ClimaCheck. And, in this video, I will show you how to use and set up our PC software, ClimaCheck on Site version 6. So after a successful installation and registration, you can open up your software either from the shortcut on your desktop, or if you don't have that one, you can go to the File Explorer, into your C drive, Program Files, and inside the ClimaCheck on Site folder, you will find the executable file that you can open up the software from. So you double click that one and you wait a while for the program to start. So now the program has started, and the first thing we would like to do is to open up a new template, and you do that from this icon, New from Template, up in the left corner. We select the template that we would like to use. We would like to use this template. And then the program would like to save this template as a workbook. So we give it a name, CC demo. And this is done because we don't want to save any data in the template, so we always use a workbook where we store all the data. Save, and here we can enter some system information. And this is just a demo, so we name it demo. And here we select the system type. Now I'm using a liquid cool condenser and evaporator, so I will use the average system type. But if you, for example, have an air-cooled condenser, we would choose a different system type. And this system type decides the reference temperatures that are used in the efficiency calculations. So we select that one and click continue. And then the software asks us if we want to review our data connector. We click yes. And that directs us to our connection editor. Now I can see that we don't have a data connector loaded since we don't have anything in the right list here. And this is the variable list of available variables in the software. And to open up a data connector, we click on the open icon. Now the software will open the same folder that we have loaded our template from. And this is the on-site PA Proof 3 data connector. And in order to open that one, we need our PA Pro 3 to be connected. I don't have that right now, so I will open up a demo data connector that we have some store data in. So I open that one. So now here we can see all the connected variables. This is the incoming data, and for example, this one is connected to this variable in the software. We can check a few. And to edit the data connector, you need to click the edit icon. And for example, I would like to disconnect this outdoor connection. So I right click on that one and click disconnect. So now no data will come into the TT outdoor variable in the software. And to connect a variable, we simply click and hold and drag that data channel to a variable in this list. So now I would like to connect it back to the TT outdoor. And after any changes, you need to save this data connector. So we hit save. So now we have opened up a template. We have saved it as a workbook. We have also opened and edited a data connector. And before we can start a measurement, I would like to show you some constants that is important to be aware of before we start a measurement. And we find the constants here in the spreadsheet and under constants. And the first constant is the minimum compressor capacity to calculate COP and efficiencies. That is by default set to 0.5 kilowatts. And if you expect the compressor to be lower than 0.5, you need to adjust this constant. The other constant is the thermal compressor efficiency. This is by default set to 93%, and this is a good and validated percentage for compressors without any additional cooling. But if you have any type of additional cooling of the compressor, you need to adjust this constant. And for example, if you have a top mounted fan, or if the compressor is placed in a draft from example a condenser fan, and to adjust this constant you need to first shield the compressor from this draft or turn off the top mounted fan. Take note of the compressor, start a measurement and take note of the compressor efficiency, and then remove this shield from the compressor, and then you adjust the thermal efficiency to the earlier noted till you get the earlier noted number. And if you have an open drive compressor, you need to change this efficiency. And further down in the constant sheet, you find the properties of the secondary fluids. For example, the specific heat for the warm secondary fluid here, and the density of the secondary fluid. And these two constants are used to calculate the secondary flow. And the same thing goes for the cold fluid here. And if you have some other type of, if you're using another type of template, other constants will be visible in this sheet. So now we have reviewed the constants, and before we start a measurement, I would like to show you the template instructions. These can be found here in the template instruction sheet. So we click on that, and the software open up the same folder as we have loaded the template from. And we select this template instruction. And this is a useful document to use before we start a measurement, since it says it tells us what data connector to use. It shows where to place our sensors, and it also shows the connections to the software. So for example, the NX401, that is a pressure sensor, is connected to the high pressure. And the second slot on the NX400 is used for the low pressure. So this always review this document before you start a measurement, and also we need to select the refrigerant that we are using. We select the refrigerant from this list, and if we can't find our refrigerant that we are using in this list, we need to add that. So then we go to the refrigerant sheet, and these are all the available refrigerants that we can use. And for example, and the green highlighted one are the one that we have available in the list. And to add a new refrigerant to that list, we simply right click on the one, for example oxygen, right click and select add selected refrigerant to the shortlist. Now that one will be green and it will be available in this list. But now we are using 134A, so we select that one. And also we can change the scan interval here. And if you're using a PA Pro 3 and you are about to do a long measurement, I recommend to use 60 seconds as a scanning interval. But now when I am reading data from a file, I can use 1 second. And we can go to the spreadsheet to show. So now I can start a measurement by clicking start. So now data is coming in every second as a scan interval, but these data have been read before in 1-minute intervals. And it's a good thing to review the incoming data in the flowchart. And as you can see, it updates for every read input. So this will show you the latest read data. So it's a good thing to check that everything is okay here and it reads as expected. So now I have stopped the measurement and I would like to review the data. And this can be done in the charts sheet. So I click on that. And here we can review the read data. And we can show and hide variables by selecting them or deselecting them in the list. We can zoom in to the graph by holding down the Shift key on our keyboard, and then we select an area that we would like to zoom into. We can zoom out by click on the zoom out icon. We can also zoom in and out by using the scroll wheel on the mouse. And to add a new variable to the graph that's not available in this list, we can go to the spreadsheet and the report sheet. And now I would like to add the outdoor temperature, and that one is not visible here because it's hidden. And to find a variable, I think it's easiest to click on Control and F key on your keyboard, and then we can type outdoor here. Click on Find, and we can look up here so we can see something about outdoor there, but it's not that one we would like to find. Outdoor temperature, and that one is located in H21. So then we know that the H column is somewhere here. So I select where H should be, right click and click on unhide. And now all the hidden columns are shown, and we locate H, and here is the outdoor temperature. We click on that one on the header and right click, and then we select configure ClimaCheck column. And to get that to show in the chart, we select this box here, or we tick this box, chart stability. And we can also make it visible by default by selecting the SI default here. So now when I click on default SI, this one will show as I have selected the default SI for the outdoor temperature. And I also made it visible in the graph. So I go back to the graphs, and now we can see that the outdoor temperature is visible here, and we can select and deselect it. So now when we have reviewed the logged data, we would like to check the performance of the system, and this can be done from the dashboard. So we select the dashboard here, and here we see some system information, or the system information that we have typed in earlier. Here we see a graph of the last hour of operation. We can select and deselect variables here to show as well. And here we have the performance indicators, the SEI, the System Efficiency Index, the refrigerant cycle efficiency, compressor efficiency, condenser and evaporator efficiency. And under each efficiency meter, a couple of variables is shown. These lists can be edited by clicking the Select in List icon, and arrows will show underneath, and we can show and hide by deselect the boxes. Now that variable will be hidden. And to add new variables to these lists, we click on the Data Select icon, and this window will show. And now I would like to add the outdoor, but sometimes these lists are quite long, and we can also search for a variable here by clicking this one. Click on Control and F keys, and we can type outdoor here. Click on Find, and all the outdoor variables will be shown. And I would like to add the outdoor variable to the refrigerant cycle list, and we also need to type in an order here. So we can select arrange the variables by order, and we can see we would like it to appear last, so we type a 7 here and click OK. And then we need to add the outdoor variable as well. Click OK. So now we have the outdoor temperature available here. And these meters will show the last read data. And if we would like to change or look at a different time, we can do this either by clicking in the graph, for example, 13:10 here. You can see that the meter changed, so now we are reviewing this time instead. We can also change the time here, or we can go to the spreadsheet, and let's say we would like to review 12:46. We click on the header here, 71, right click, and then we select Set Row for Dashboard, Flowchart, and pH diagram. We go back to the dashboard. So now it's that time that we are evaluating. And we can reset the time by click Reset Time. And by doing that, we have the, no, this one was locked in there. So we can click this one to reset as well. Now I will show you how to edit tags and add new tags to the flowchart. And in order to do that, we need to have the advanced mode active, and this is set in the settings. So we click on settings and we check that advanced mode is active. If not, select it and click save. We go back to the flowchart. And for example, I would like this label is a bit short, so I would like to make this longer. I right click on this label and select edit tag. And then I type in a longer length here, for example 170, and it's important to hit enter afterwards so it doesn't appear as yellow, and I click OK. So now this label looks better. And if I would like to add a new tag, I right click on an open space and select add tag alignment left, for example. Now this label will appear. Right click on that one and click edit. And First, I would like to select what report sheet it should be linked to. And now we only have one report sheet A. But for example, if you're using a 2-circuit system, you might use circuit B. And the same thing here. Now I found the outdoor temperature, but you can click on Control and the F key to search. And we search for outdoor. It's important to spell it correctly. So we can select the outdoor. Now it's automatically show. This is for the imperial units. So if you change to show for imperial units, this will show in Fahrenheit instead. You can write the text here, select how many decimals you would like to show, and the length and the height of the label. So once you are satisfied with these settings, you click on OK. And now this label will show. You can move it around by select move. That is a good placement. And now this flowchart shows the latest updated value or the last read data. If you would like to change that, it's the same as we did for the dashboard. We go to spreadsheet, select the row that you would like to show, right click and select set row for dashboard flowchart and pH diagram. Go back to flowchart, and now it shows data from that time. The next sheet I would like to show is the report sheet, and this can be found under spreadsheet and report sheet down here. Here all the log data will be stored. Some columns are hidden, and the hidden columns can be found where you can see it's sort of a double line here, so there are hidden columns between here. Select the adjacent columns, right click and click on unhide. And here we can see some hidden columns. If you would like a column to appear as default, we can show these columns as well. And for example, I would like the outdoor temperature in Fahrenheit to be shown, which is here. I click on that one, right click, click on configure, and then we can select this one to be shown as an imperial default. We select that one, and maybe we would like to add it to the stability chart imperial as well. We click on OK. And now if we select view up here and default imperial units, now we can see that we have the imperial units and outdoor temperature is shown. We can also search for a column by clicking Control key and F key on our keyboard, and we can search for a variable that we would like to find. We can also set rows for the dashboard, for example, or the charts or the flowchart. We right click on a row number, and we can send that row to dashboard flowchart and pH diagram by selecting that option. And if we would like to go back to the SE settings or the SE values, we click on default view SI. The next sheet I would like to show is the pH diagram. find here the pH diagram. And in order to show the process in the pH diagram, you click on Update. And now it will show. And to show another time, you, as I have shown before, you go to the spreadsheet, right click on a row number and select Send Row. Now row 44 will be shown if you click Update. In the Word report sheet, you are able to write a report of a measurement, or you can also take notes during a measurement. And for example, here I have written a text about how I adjusted the compressor thermal efficiency. You can also import screenshots. For example, you can take a screenshot of the dashboard. If you click on the Take Screenshot icon, adjust the blue frame to wanted size and position. Click on the Capture This button. And here you can select Dashboard and send to Word bookmark. Now this screenshot will appear under the dashboard header in the Word report sheet. You can also add new bookmarks. For example, we can add a new header here that says protocol. And from the Insert menu, select the bookmark icon. And then we can write protocol here and add that bookmark. So now we have a bookmark right here. And now we can paste the protocol from here. So for example, you can write something here. Yes. No. Yes, and so on. You can take a screenshot from the View menu, take screenshot, adjust the blue frame, click on Capture This, send it to protocol, and now that screenshot will appear there. You can also now, when we have edit this report sheet, we can save it. Click on the Save As, and we can send it as a template. So it will look like that next time we open it, or we can save it as a PDF or a Word document. So that's the Word report sheet. In the settings sheet, you are able to change the program settings, and I will go through a few of them. Autosave saves the workbook at a chosen time interval. Midnight Save and Clean saves and opens up a new workbook each midnight. So for example, if you're performing a measurement lasting over several days, you will have a separate workbook for each day. Start logging with scan enables the logging function to start as soon as you click this start button. If you don't have this active, it will only store 20 or so values if you press this start button. And to start logging, you need to click on this start button, logging. But But keep in mind, to keep this active, then you just need to press this one in order to store all the data. Advanced mode enables you to edit the flowchart tags and labels. It also, if you have the advanced mode active, it won't load the default template and default data connector upon start. So once you start the program, it will be empty from a template and data connector. You need to open that manually. Report scroll lock locks the first rows in the report sheet. I can show you if I hit save and go back to the spreadsheet. Now, as I scroll down, the first 21st rows will be locked. Here you can also change the application language and template language. And from this, you can change what report sheet to open up upon start. And the no sleep mode function or setting enables the computer to not go into sleep mode while you are performing a long measurement. So keep in mind that this needs to be active as well. In the upper left corner, a help menu is available. If you click on that one, you will come to this page where the first question mark directs you or opens up the ClimaCheck on-site software manual, which it can be helpful if you get stuck on something. The second question mark opens up the help folder in the program folder that enables you to open up any kind of instructions or manuals. This icon opens up TeamViewer that helps ClimaCheck staff to remotely access your computer if you provide the passphrase that is shown. And then we can give you support. Import new files. If you have bought a template and data connectors, we will send that as a zip file. So if you click on this one, locate the zip file that we have sent you and select that one and click open, the software will automatically import those templates to the correct folder. Once you have completed the measurement, it is important to save the workbook. This is done from the save icon, or you can save it as a new workbook if you click on save as. Once that is done, you are also able to save this workbook as a template. So for example, now I have added some variables to the report sheet. I have also added a label in the flowchart and adjusted some constants here. And if I would like to keep these changes and save it as a template, I can delete all the data or erase all the data stored in this workbook. If I go to data and clean up, make sure that you have saved this data before if you want to keep it somewhere. But if I click this one, I will erase all log data. And I also used to go around and see so I don't have anything written here and check the constants so I'm sure that this is the constant that I want to save. After I have checked that, I click on File and Save As. Then I select Template as a file format. Then I go to another folder called Templates. And then I can save this new template in the template folder. So for example, I have edited this template and I can give it a new name. For example, I add outdoor here. So then I know this is with the outdoor temperature. Change the date. So now I can use this template the next time I'm doing a measurement. To open a new data connector, we go to the connection editor and click on Open. The program will automatically open up the folder as the same as the template that we're using, and the data connector have the same file name as the template. And in order to open up a PA-Pro3 on-site data connector, you need to be connected to the PA Pro before you open the data connector. So I will open up a demo data connector instead. And to edit a data connector, you click on the edit icon, right click on the variable that you would like to disconnect and select disconnect. Yes. And to connect a data channel to a variable in the software, click and hold down on that data channel, drag it to the variable you would like it to connect to. And after any changes, you can either save it to the previously open data connector, or you can save it as a new data connector. Give it a file name and click Save. To open up the template instructions, click on the template instructions icon. The program will open up the same folder as the template that you are using. Double click on the template instructions and go through it. To add a new refrigerant to the shortlist, go to the refrigerant sheet, right-click on wanted refrigerant, and select Add selected refrigerant to shortlist. Now that refrigerant will appear in the shortlist and can be used for measurements. To show a hidden column in the report sheet as default, find that column that you would like to show. So for example, the outdoor temperature. Right-click on the column header, select Configure ClimaCheck column, and select SI default. Here you can also add the variable to a chart and click OK. Now, if you click on Default View SI, that variable will be shown. Some important settings to be aware of. Autosave saves the workbook at chosen time interval. Midnight save and clean saves and open up a new workbook each midnight. So for example, if you have a long-lasting measurement lasting over several days, you will have a separate workbook for each day. Start logging with scan enables the logging to start once you click this start button. No sleep mode prevents the computer to go into energy power saving mode once you are performing a measurement. And advanced mode enables you to edit the flowchart, but if this is active, the default template and data connector won't be loaded upon start. To open up the field menu or the field manual, you go to the help menu, the second question mark, and here you can select the field manual. It is also possible to change the template language. So if I go to the view menu, workbook language, and I can change it to Swedish. You can save the workbook by clicking the save icon, or you can save it as a new workbook by clicking the save as icon. Remember to always test the hardware together with the software before going to site. Ask yourself if you have the correct template and data connector, and always perform a test measurement. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to contact us if you have any questions on support@climacheck.com or give us a call.